So there's an old saying that goes, Venus as a boy, but I'm going to introduce a new version of that today to our pop girly scripture, Venus as a pop girly.
Yes.
Of
And that's the New Testament, ho.
things I subscribe to, that.
You mean when I'm on YouTube?
Venus as a pop girly, smash that subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button.
Speaking of subscribing, make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Leave a
Barely
little
any content
comment.
given.
Leave a little comment in the comment section. Um, and if you're listening to this wherever you get your podcast, review us, ho.
5 stars, please.
Follow us
I'm
on Instagram.
also, for all of our listeners, I am still in the era where I have to say ho after everything, or else the entire world will explode.
Oh,
Ho.
yes.
Like the fate of mankind is in the balance.
Literally. Fate of Ophelia, never heard of it. Fate of Mankind, ho. Imbalance,
It's
ho.
in the balance. Ho.
Okay, well, how are the Pop Girlies today? This is a monumentous day in history for Pop Girly Nation.
It's so monumental.
It really
There's
is.
really no words.
Do you think that they're going to require every citizen of Iceland to listen to the episode?
Well, yeah.
Like, maybe they'll broadcast it on TV.
Well, they already do that. Our reach is too large.
Wait, have we ever been listened to in Iceland?
I don't think so.
Whoa.
I'm looking it up. Maybe Bjork just
Levi,
like searches herself on like Spotify podcasts.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense for her to listen to us because we've never talked about her on the podcast.
Well, so that means like she will do it now.
Oh,
Okay,
the
I'm
concept of
scanning, looking.
Levi's crunching numbers.
I am.
I
Oh my
am.
God, we've had two listens in Croatia, two download. My homeland. Yes, we haven't listened to in Iceland. One person, we've gotten one download.
Whoa. Hey, Bjork.
Hey,
Hey Bjork.
that's kind of huge.
That is
If
huge.
you're from Iceland, comment.
We have you guys, we've like low key, we're so global. Like we have so many countries.
Like we are citizens of the
Do
world.
you guys know? And so this is only not
Queens
including
everywhere.
YouTube, and it's only people who've downloaded the episodes. We've been downloaded in 59 countries.
We got that one international smile.
Oh, we have very fervent followers in Australia, in Germany, in Singapore, in Sweden, in the UK, in Denmark, in the Netherlands. Canada is a little bit of a dip. Canada, Brazil, there's a dip. Um, Sri Lanka, we have something there. Uh, yeah, we have so many.
Wow. Shout out.
Yeah, we're famous all around the world.
Shout out wherever you are.
Shout
Queens
out
everywhere.
for all you hoes in Belgium. We love you. And tell more.
Yay.
Tell all your friends.
Yeah.
Tell
To all your
everyone.
other countries,
Be
too.
like, do you guys want to laugh at stupid Americans? Here's fodder for
I
you.
found the dumbest Americans I could find.
Literally, the dumbest three people in the United States and all territories.
Just sharing our silly little opinions about music.
And by opinion, and by opinions, I don't know what
We
that
mean
voice
truth.
was. That's what I was trying to say before
Yeah.
I developed an accent. Okay, well, should we get into our hot
Get
track
into
pick?
this gig.
Okay, who
Yes.
would like to go first? I feel like
Um,
since we're doing the Bajorni, I think that our Bajorni guide needs to go first. So,
Okay, Marita.
Marita.
sure. I'll go first. Well, I feel like over the past like week or so, it's been like my music era has been me just being like really hyper fixated on like just a couple songs. So I had a hard time picking my hot track. 'Cause there was a song I was really into last week, like one of the new FKA Twigs songs, but I'm deciding to pick a different song because I kind of want to switch it up. And it would also be kind of predictable of me to pick a Twig song, so I'm changing it up. So a song that I have been really into, which is like somewhat new, is a new song by Tyla, and it's her new song called Chanel.
Okay.
And I have been
On.
like low-key living for it. I like saw clips of her performing on my Twitter feed. And like every now and then my Twitter feed like randomly thinks that I'm like a Tyla stan. So then I get like this huge influx of videos of her and stuff, or like Tyla charts like tweets, and I'm like, girl,
Hello
okay.
charts and updates.
And I'm like, I'm not
Make me
invested.
sweat, make me water.
Exactly. But then like because my Twitter feed randomly thinks that every now and then, I was like, let me try this song out. And I really liked it. And I think she has a great voice. So yeah, I've been living for that song. So that's gonna be my hot track.
Okay.
Well, that's a period.
Period.
Drew.
Yeah. So I was gonna have one hot track. I'd like figured it out earlier today. I was like, this was gonna be, and then I took the bus home, and it was kind of like a cool night out. Like it was like it's kind of raining, but like it was kind of more of a like sleet, if you will. And I was like, there's only one song I can listen to right now. And so I put on Current Affairs by Lord.
Mm,
And I was like, well, actually, if I want to tell the truth, and that's all I'm really interested in doing here, um, that's my hot track.
wait, so that you think that's a winter song?
I don't even know. I just needed that sample.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it actually. Um,
Would
okay.
you dive to the ocean floor
To catch what?
just to catch my pearl? Just
Maybe.
to take my pearl?
Who knows? I can let you know in a few business days.
Question for the culture.
Yeah. Oh, not that.
Not that.
Oh no.
Well, we experienced a major historical event over the weekend. Me and the Pop Girlies. So, one of the local gay bars in the city that we live in, Chicago, Atmosphere, that's the bar. They host a monthly Madonna Rama the first Sunday of every month. And my schedule, which is very packed and busy, had never allowed me to attend. I'd always had prior commitments or something. And finally, it happened. It happened for us. And we went. And it was a pilgrimage. It was healing. It was worship. It was ecstasy. It was
It really teaches you
academic
that music
study.
can be so healing.
Like music really can heal everything.
It can change
So
the world.
it can, and it does regularly. And so I feel like I need to honor that event and moment in time with a Madonna song. And then my dilemma is which one? Because
Right.
I've been doing private worship sessions of just listening to her music. And like I really was in an erotica mood today.
Oh,
Um, Bad girl, drunk by
Drunk by
six,
six, kissing
kissing
someone
somebody
else's
else's
lips.
bed. Like it's so good. You mix the bad and the girl, it's just good.
This is good.
But I feel like I need to be historically accurate to the event as it happened and pick a highlight. And the one that I'm going to pick, there were so many amazing highlights and memories. I'm going to pick Love Profusion because I believe Love
whoa.
Profusion was the first song played from American Life. We eventually got the title track. I will rest assured, Pop Girlie's audience, I'm sure that you were very worried. We got to wrap the title track together, and it was a glorious moment that I will replay at my darkest slows. But Love Profusion, just like because it came so suddenly, and all of a sudden we was is too many questions.
They also had like so they with the DJ mix they have all the screens playing like the music video or like a relevant live performance. And as the songs are being mixed together, you'll start to see like quick glimpses of the next song's video. And the millisecond that I saw the Love Perfusion video on the screen, I literally started freaking
Yeah,
out.
yeah. And they were edging us though because they never gave us the drop in the chorus.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like Love Perfusion was great, but the mix of it, I have
And see, that's
some
also why I wanted to
problems with.
honor it in this way because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
didn't get its moment to shine, where so many other songs did get their moment to shine.
yeah.
You know,
I'll say though, like the I'm sure other people there were getting sick of it, but me, I was not because we got like a 10-minute mix of deeper and deeper, and I could have
it was
said,
a
"Give me
long
10 more."
mix.
Give me 30 minutes more of deeper and
It was
deeper.
a long
It
mix.
was a really long mix.
It
I was
honestly, I
living.
feel like the DJ was a Pop Girlies listener because he like tailored it so much to our taste. We literally got mother and father.
Yeah.
Like, who's doing that? It's just
How would you
crazy.
even explain this to anyone?
You can't.
You
You
can't.
can't. So there's a love
Ne-
confusion happening with us right now. Um,
Next time we go, we need to write a wish list and then just put it on the DJ
We should
table.
mail it.
Here's our Madonna Rama wish list.
I need Don't Cry for Me Argentina now.
Now.
I
I need
actually,
Thief of Hearts now.
oh, I had a moment to Thief of Hearts today.
Oh, wait, I just realized we didn't get Die Another Day.
See, there's so many things that
Mm,
we didn't get. We didn't get that. We didn't get What It Feels Like for a Girl. We didn't get Sorry or Get Together or Hung Up.
Yeah, we
We didn't get
really.
any of them. We got Jump.
Or
we did get
Let It
Jump
Will Be.
or Let It Will Be.
Jump was like moment, and I already done Jump. If I hadn't done Jump, I probably would have picked it. But I've already selected Jump because Jump is a girl that gets selected. You know, she gets
Yeah.
picked.
Yeah,
Um,
she does.
and we were jumping. Well, Drew was actually mad that everybody wasn't jumping. I think
Well,
did
I
you
was
yell?
pissed. I was like, I did a weird move because I was like getting ready to jump as the song and Queen Honey say. And then I like retreated a little bit, and then Levi and Maria were like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I was like, "I just want to jump."
That was so funny though, of Drew looking around going, "Why is no one jumping?"
Well, because we're, obedient disciples and we listen to
Well,
what our prophet
yes.
tells us to do. If she tells us jump, we say how high, the following track.
Right.
Which they didn't fucking play either.
I love how high are the stakes.
How
I
much
love
work
how
can
high.
you?
It's so good.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love it in the verse when she goes, I did it.
I did
I
it.
love that she says it like that.
Ooh, we didn't even get I Love New York either.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
We
a lot
didn't.
of confessions
We didn't get
neglection.
Don't Tell Me. We didn't get music title track. We
Well,
never got Bitch I'm Madonna.
oh my God, we didn't.
I think if we would have gotten Bitch and Madonna, it would have like the roof would have
Yeah,
blown
we
off.
would
We
have
all
like
would have needed to call in sick the next day.
we would have Marie and I would have like gotten like five more shots and blacked out.
Without a doubt.
Without the second that we hit the elevator going,
Elevator.
we go to the bar now.
You would
Find
be
the
doing
Lord
like a
now.
shots montage by the time it would get to the instrumental. The
Literally. Well,
I just write on my phone in big letters. I just say, pour me 5 lemon drop shots now and show it to the bartender.
wait, no, one quick other funny thing. I got there before Drew and Maria, and I think I texted you guys because it was just like 80s, which was kind of like, I don't know, it wasn't really chronological, but maybe it kind of was. I don't really know. But I think I did text you in the group chat. When they do Mother and Father, I'm crowd surfing.
The concept of Levi crowd surfing at like a normal bar.
They have kind of a stage that you can like jump off of though.
100% it is an elevated surface that you could leap off of. So like, oh my gosh, that text was so funny.
I also just have to say, like, if you're going to a Madonna night, you should maybe like do your homework.
Yeah.
I did overhear someone next to me
If that
say,
wasn't obvious enough, I'm sorry.
I did overhear someone next to me literally confess to somebody and they said, I only know 2 Madonna songs.
Go home.
Go home. Why
Go
are you
home,
here?
study, and then come back when you've learned and you know.
There's like academia you need to enroll yourself in before
Get
you
yourself an Encyclopedia Madonnica and do your fucking homework.
They literally couldn't tell you their favorite Madonna single cover art. And guess who can? The three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
And with that, should we begin the journey?
Yeah, I think we need to begin our butcher
And with that, Bjork.
Yeah.
and Björk.
And there's a connection that we'll get to eventually, someday, maybe.
Should we
Someday.
just do a Madonna
Possibly, maybe,
episode?
if you will. Should we just do a Madonna episode? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Should we we'll hijack this entire episode, turn it into
Yeah,
Madonna?
actually, Maria, why don't you just Rebel Heart?
Should we just do a whole episode about Bitch on Madonna?
Honestly,
The
it
concept of taking the elevator right up to the rooftop.
like it kind of constitutes an entire episode.
It really does. Okay, I
Well,
think we need to get into this album though.
get
Yes, we
into
do.
it.
Okay. Okay. So this is so exciting. As Levi said, we're starting our but journey, as in our journey through Bjork's discography. Bjork is just like such an important artist, and we haven't talked about any of her music yet, like on an album scale. She's been our hot track multiple times, throughout the three of us. So yeah, super excited to be starting off with her debut album. I think at least for her first four albums, we'll be going through in chronological order. So super excited to be starting the journey. And so I'll give a little bit of background, just briefly about Bjork, and then I'll get a little bit more into the album. And then, of course, we'll all share our takes and our opinions, which I'm so excited for because I know that Levi and I really, really love this album and have been familiar with Bjork's music. I know for Drew, this was a first time listen. We have kind of been like spoon feeding him a couple songs here and there, and he's really liked them, which has been such a treat.
Yeah,
So I'm
we're microdosing him on Bjork.
yeah, exactly. So yes, I'm like so excited to hear what Drew has to say. I just like can't wait. So yeah, I'll get into some brief background here and then we'll start our discussion. Something really cool though, is that Bjork actually began her music career at the age of 11 and gained international recognition as the lead singer of the alt rock band called the Sugar Cubes. And that was by the age of 21 when they gained notoriety. After the Sugar Cubes had disbanded in 1992, Bjork gained prominence as a solo artist, and of course, with her debut album coming out in 1993. As an artist, she's noted for her distinct voice, her three-octave vocal range, and eccentric public persona, and has developed an eclectic musical style over her career. It's really interesting. I've actually only listened to her first four albums in full, but I've heard other songs here and there, and her sound is so diverse. Like you can tell all of it's definitely Bjork, but there it's just like a very widespread discography. It's really interesting. She's just like such an interesting artist. Um, but in the main, her genres tend to focus on electronica, pop, dance, trip hop, jazz, and avant-garde. And she's noted as one of the most influential pioneers in electronic and experimental music. So, Bjork's album debut is the international debut solo album by Bjork. Also, I just realized I didn't mention, but she's also Icelandic. The album was released on July 5th, 1993. It was produced by Bjork and Nelly Hooper. It was Bjork's first recording following the conclusion of the Sugar Cubes, as I mentioned before. The album departed from the rock style of the previous works with the band and drew on an eclectic variety of styles, including electronic pop, house music, jazz, and trip hop. The album had received critical acclaim from British music critics, although at the time American reviews were mixed. It had exceeded expectations, charting at number two in Iceland, three in the UK, and 61 in the US. And nowadays, retrospectively, it is widely regarded as one of the greatest albums of 1993 and of the 90s in general.
As it should
So,
be.
yeah, period. So let me just take a look at my notes here. So something that's interesting because as I mentioned before, her music with the Sugar Cubes and really everything before her work as a solo artist was more rock influenced and rock heavy. Her experience with like the London underground club culture scene of the late 1980s and early 1990s really helped her find her own musical identity. And something too, I feel like of course, we've talked about Kate Bush before and we've done Hounds of Love, but I feel like we just have this like community of artists that we've talked about where like all of them know Kate Bush as a primary influence in their work. Bjork, of course, is one of them, which is cool. It's cool to see how artists influence each other because I feel like there's artists that we listen to today, like maybe Caroline Polachek, for example, where we're like, oh my gosh, like she is so like Kate Bush and Bjork. And it's cool just like as you're learning about artists and seeing like all these other references, like artists influence each other. So yeah, super cool there. Bjork was definitely influenced by Kate Bush as well as Brian Eno. And in general, just like acid house, electronic music that she had been experiencing at the time. And definitely Debut is an awesome product of all of those influences. It's this really cool mix of like dance music, alternative, experimental pop, trip hop, world music, jazz fusion, and more. I think the songs like Venus as a Boy, Come to Me, those are really interesting examples of her influences. I believe she had noted that specifically like Venus as a Boy had come from her um, interest in Bollywood music, which is really cool. But this whole thing is just like such a super cool trip. And I think is the like one of the primary examples of just like an incredible debut album that like just sets up this like super cool career. Um, so yeah, that's really the like my brief intro I wanted to go into because I just feel like we'll have an interesting kind of back and forth and discussion about it. And of course, like if you guys haven't heard this album before, it is like one of the albums of all time, seriously.
It's seismic.
It's completely seismic and I feel like it's just one of those things that like you have to listen to it. Like I could sit here and describe all of the different things that make it unique and the things that make it great. But and not to say that I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If this isn't your jam, then it's not your jam. But I honestly think Bjork's music in general across the board is just one of those things where you need to listen to it to experience it, have your own relationship to it, and form your own opinion. Because like I can tell you how cool it is. I can tell you exactly what it is, but I feel like each listener needs to develop their own relationship to it. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited to get into it. Um, like, yeah, just gonna be so fun. But I think since I kind of already know what Levi thinks, and I'm so excited to hear Drew's take on Miss Bjork, I'm gonna have Drew go first.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Maria. I'm so glad to be going on this journey. Um, I knew of Bjork honestly through Drag Race. I did not really know Bjork before Katya did her on the Snatch Game.
Yes, yes, yes.
On All Stars, and so when she did it, I was obviously it was so great, it was so funny, but I kind of associated her to that presence, that kind of like super funny, super cuckoo kind of thing, um, and obviously like very colorful. It just she gives off a very big energy, and I think that impression of her, like, that's what I always thought of when I thought of Bjork. So I never really got around to her music for no specific reason. I think I was just I guess I just didn't really know where to start. But I'm so happy that you guys have such a connection to it so I can listen to it. And I listened to this for the first time yesterday. I think it was yesterday, right? Yeah. And I am obsessed with it. I think it is so great. And I kind of like the expectation that I went in with. I thought it was going to be like way, way crazy cuckoo. Like I thought there was going to be a lot that I, wouldn't understand, would take me a few times. So I really wanted to devote the time to like really dig into it if I needed to. But I honestly, like, I didn't really need to. I think her lyrics are very straightforward, but they like obviously pack a huge punch. But something that I love about this, and I'm sure that in her later albums it gets more kind of crazy. But this to me feels like, it feels like what she would do, like as just like an introduction to her, which is exactly what you do on a debut album. Like, it's obviously like creating such a sound and a vibe to her music, but I find like a lot of these songs are like very straightforward in a way that I didn't expect at all. And I think her something that I love about how you mentioned Kate Bush and Hounds of Love was the first Kate Bush album that I listened to as well. Um, I find the big similarity with both of them. I feel like their music both are very like adventurous. Like they take you to kind of another place. Um like it almost like listening to their music feels like you're almost like playing a video game in a way, but like not in like a cringy weird way. Like it feels like you're just like being transported to another dimension that's not Earth. Um and I find that with this a lot as well. Her voice is just so striking. It's really beautiful. I love her vocal performance in this whole album. I think that's definitely my biggest takeaway with it. There's something about it because it feels very like cinematic, as I was kind of alluding to, but it also feels like so raw and like there are so many songs where you really can hear her voice almost like give out in a way, but it makes it so much better. Like I'd be really interested to see what she would do live with it because I know she doesn't do a lot of concerts now, but I'd just be really interested to see if people, you know, consider her to be better live or not, just because the vocal performance feels so singular to listening to this. But yeah, I mean, huge highlights that I will obviously share. But yeah, I'm just really glad to have listened to it. I think, yeah, I think it's a lot easier to digest. So I think if a lot of people like I don't know if I'm the only person, but I feel like a lot of people don't typically go to her in a way where they're just like easy listening. But I think that this is actually like something I would definitely put on like while I'm working. It's not something that I think is hard to digest at all. I think it's just really beautiful music, and yeah. So love Bjork, and I can't wait to continue the journey because I'm sure the music gets way different than this. So yeah.
Gaga.
Period.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Literally getting the texts as Drew was listening, where he was just like, "Oh my God, this is so good." I was just like, "Yes, yes, yes."
I honestly like couldn't believe it. Like I was like I can't believe how good this is, but also I can't believe that like I don't know. I just feel like I just kind of thought that it would be like so hard to digest to a point where I would like not understand what was happening at all.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
mean, her
like I
discography
was kind
definitely
of
gets
like
better.
dumbfounded at myself because I was like I could have listened to this like so long ago,
Well, I
but
definitely think that this is the best entry point for Bjork because she
yeah.
is somebody I'd struggled to get into for a long time. And Maria was actually really helpful for me because she suggested that I just go to the beginning and I just kind of work my way through. And I think that like this album like definitely plants the seeds of like where she eventually gets to, but it is also like pretty accessible
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely the most like dancey too,
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it
you
was
It's
very
know?
for
dancey.
sure the clubbiest.
Like her music definitely, I think, gets more and more moody as you go on. And then there's kind of like a really sharp break, and then it gets very experimental and a little bit more difficult to digest. Like I definitely think her discography gets to that point. I mean, I know people personally who really, really gel with her stuff that others like the majority would probably have a really hard time listening to. Um, but I feel like her discography is so vast where it's really like there's something in there for everybody,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. Yay. Well, thank you so much, Drew.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Levita, would you like to
Okay.
get into it?
I would love to. So, kind of like I just mentioned, this was my introduction to Bjork as a full album, like as a full piece of work. I knew Maria, I always don't know how to pronounce it. The song from Homogenic that I love, Goja?
I think so.
Is that how
I
you
mean,
say it? Because that was the first Bjork song I'd ever heard, and I heard that video if you guys haven't watched this, you have to watch this. I know Maria has. Drew definitely, we texted about it in Pop Girlies. I don't know if you did your homework and listened to it, but it's this video of this like children's choir singing this song. Did you listen
Yes,
to it?
I texted about it.
Well, so I just don't remember. So I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's on the air.
So you were thinking that I wasn't doing my homework, but I actually did my homework and texted the teacher about it.
It's not that I wasn't
You
thinking, it's
just
that
forgot to put in the grade.
okay.
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 I'm calling the union on your ass. Um, it is the most like emotional, beautiful video ever, and it made me sob the first time I watched it, and it makes me cry every time I watch it.
Oh my God.
But
I only have to see 5 seconds of that video to be crying.
it's they are so into it. That's what is so moving. Like the kids are so committed to the song, and I think that like the meaning of that song is like pretty ambiguous in a lot of ways. I think there's a lot of different ways that you can interpret it, and I find it so moving that all of these kids have such conviction when they're singing it. It's just gorgeous. And the song was so much more melodic than what I thought a Bjork song would be. I really related to what Drew said. I definitely had like an idea of what I thought a Bjork album would sound like. And I had like made attempts to kind of listen to later works, kind of when they were coming out, and I just couldn't sink my teeth into it. And so I knew that song, and I knew a few different songs from Homogenic, but Debut was the first album I listened to in full. I listened to it for the first time, I believe, in January of this year. And I really had a very similar response to Drew, where I was like, okay, this is like something that I can like understand with the vocabulary and the tools that I have, but it's also so different from anything I've ever heard in my entire life. And I just completely fell in love with it. And I completely fell in love with Bjork as an artist. And I think now I'm probably like on in just in terms of knowing the catalog, I think Marie and I are probably on like a similar standpoint because I know we both listened to the first four albums in full and then know like pockets throughout the rest of the discography. So
Yeah.
I think we're probably like similar. Maria probably knows a few more songs than I do, but um it's just an incredible record. It is truly like one of the best debut records of all time. I think debut records are so tricky because they have to work in a few different ways. They have to work as an album first and foremost, but they also have to work as an introduction to an artist. And sometimes an artist isn't there yet, and it takes them until their second album or their third album to really come into full view. And it is so special and rare when an artist arrives so completely fully formed. And that's what Bjork does here. She's so completely herself, and she's making music that only she is capable of making. I would say that we got that this year. I would say we got an album like that this year. I would say Who's the Clown is that same kind of vibe
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
of an artist arriving, which if you know the Pop Girlies, you know that that's Who's the Bible for us. But it's an artist arriving so fully fleshed out, and their personality is so distinct, their style is so distinct that you just listen to that one album, and from here on out, I will know, oh, that's an Audrey Hobart song. And I think people in the 90s listening to this for the first time, for the rest of her career, for the rest of their lives, they could listen to anything and be, oh, that's a Bjork song. So it's just really astonishing to me in that way that like this album exists at the caliber that it does. And it's her first solo album. It's pretty crazy. So when I was listening to it today, I've been listening to it a bunch, but when I was listening to it today, I just wrote down kind of the few words that came to mind while I was listening to describe it. And the words that I came up with were vibrant, energetic, whimsical, melancholy, hungry, odd, curious, potential. And I think that these kind of capture the vibe of the record, at least my understanding of it. Because I think, unlike subsequent albums, which do become a lot more conceptual, in my opinion, and structured, Debut feels a lot looser. It like doesn't really have like a narrative thread tying it together. It's, I think, more eclectic sonically. I think that the closest thing there is to a mission statement is the opening track, Human Behavior. I think that that is kind of like the setup to what this world that she's created is about. And it's so interesting because, it's the first song on her first album, and immediately she's othered as something different from humanity. She is not human, just an outside observer talking about human nature. And so her idiosyncrasies make her another being entirely. And then this record as a whole is a glimpse into her world because this isn't a human singing, this is Bjork singing. And I just find it such an interesting way for this specific artist to introduce herself. And the world that she is showing us is a world full of lust and romance and melancholy and yearning. The sound of this record is just amazing. The production is so good, and I think it really needs to be reiterated again, just kind of how like groundbreaking the sound was in a lot of ways. Like music didn't really sound like this at all, and it especially came at a time in the 90s where like Britpop was really like popping off, and like we were still very much in that like guitar phase of rock music. And this is just such a melding of a whole bunch of different sounds and an embrace of so many like different then underground dance sounds that it's just so singular and interesting. And still today, like it's so incredible to listen to. There's just so many different textures happening musically. I think there's a fuzzy quality to the like this album that I think a lot of electronic music has from the 90s, which I've always loved. It's very groovy, it's very funky, but then there's also a lot of these jazz influences. Like jazz is something that she, I think, played with a lot at the beginning of her career. Her love of jazz music. I mean, she obviously has the jazz standard cover here, and then she also has Oh So Quiet on her follow-up album. But I definitely think that out of all the shit I've heard, this is by far the jazziest record, as well as kind of the clubbiest. And so it's such like an interesting combination that I feel like takes an artist as singular as Bjork to make really work. Because you have all these like electronic sounds and blips and grooves and synths, but then you also have these reed instruments and these harp flourishes, and then there's some amazing saxophone on the album. Like Drew, the vocal performance is just like beyond. I mean, she just sounds like insane. There is such an urgency to her voice when she really goes for it. Like when she's really belting, it sounds so visceral. And she's doing that so much on this record. I think she's like particularly vivacious vocally here. And there's just this quality that she has, both, I think, in her tone, but also in her phrasing, that it makes me like really emotional. It just, there's something about it that like kind of brings me to tears. And she's an incredibly emotive vocalist. And I think you can really hear that because sometimes I feel like when I listen to Bjork, I kind of forget that like these songs exist in the world because they're so singular and they're so Bjork's that I like forget that like I could go, on YouTube and search a cover of a Bjork song. But whenever you do, there's an element missing. There's like something that like the original song is giving you that isn't in the production, isn't in the lyrics, isn't in the melodic structure. It's her presence vocally that like finds some like emotional depth from underneath the song and like throws it in your face. She just is like incredible. And I get that she has a very particular voice and a particular style of singing that is not everyone's cup of tea. And I totally understand and hear you. That said, I think she is just such an astounding vocalist. I also think that this record is a really great introduction to her as a lyricist. I think that she gets a lot more like cerebral. That's a horrible word for me to poo poo on. Cerebral and like conceptual later on. But I think that she here achieves that kind of like singular oddness in really simple terms. I don't think that there's any particularly ornate phrasing happening, but every decision that she makes lyrically, the way that she phrases every word is so striking and so weird. And I think that partly this is, influenced by English being her second language. And so just naturally, she's going to have a different entry point into utilizing it. Uh, but she's able to capture so much universal emotion and like emotions that like everybody feels in ways that have never been said before. And using imagery and using metaphors and like just saying things. It's like I felt that, but like you're saying this in such a weird way. Uh, it's just a really amazing album. It's a really, really great album. And I really, like Maria and like Drew said, I really urge you, if you haven't listened to listen to it and to kind of give Bjork a chance. I think that for all of like the kookiness, which is wonderful and lovely and really, really funny, I think sometimes like that public persona can do a disservice to her like credibility and worth as an artist. And I think it could be like easy to like write Bjork off as, oh, that's the weird lady from Iceland. When like she's such an accomplished musician, producer, vocalist, instrumentalist, lyricist, melodist. Like she is everything. And this is like the perfect introduction to her because there's things here that get explored further on in later albums. And this is the perfect way for you to like dip your toes into the Bjork world while it's still feeling accessible and you can understand what's happening. So that way, when you get into more challenging work, you're already there and you already know the language that we're speaking. And I just want to leave with my favorite lyric of the album, which is also the closing lyric, which is I live by the ocean, and during the night, I dive into it, down to the bottom, underneath all currents, and drop my anchor, as this is where I'm staying. This is my home. It's so good.
Full body chills.
And like that being the last, and like you start your album with if you ever get close to a human and observe human behavior, get ready to get confused. And you end it with it. It's just like, who's doing it like that? Like, how would you even explain this to anybody?
How would you even explain this to anyone?
It's everything. So that's me.
Wow. Thank you, Levi.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. So I'll get into some of my thoughts and then we'll rattle off some of our faves. But I obviously love, love, love this. I believe when I got into Bjork was maybe 3-ish years ago. It was when I was doing my kind of like deep dive into all of the Rolling Stone, top 500 albums of all time, and had of course heard other Bjork songs before, but I think that was like the catalyst for me to actually listen to her albums in full. And yeah, I just like vividly remember like I think I was like squeezing in, like I was like I had just barely finished. Like can't remember which album I was on, but I had just barely finished it, and then I had to like run to catch the bus because I had like a night class for grad school. Like I remember that vividly. But I absolutely love Miss Bjork. This album I love, love, love. Her first four albums, I mean, like I said before, like those are the only four that I've listened to all the way through, and those are like literal Bibles. So I'm a little bit nervous to listen to the rest of her discography because I know it's like quite different from her first four. Um, so so yeah, a little bit like nervous for that, but I absolutely love this album. Definitely resonate with what you guys have both already said. Definitely agree with this being her most jazzy and her most clubby album, which is like really interesting. I love that there's like a couple songs that just feel like they're being performed live. Like there's more to life than this being like having this like music playing from another room kind of vibe is just like so cool. I love the like visual direction for this. Around this time too, her like logo of her name was like so cool. It was like this like really angular font that just looks so awesome. I love this whole shoot. I personally, and this might be a hot take, I love the cover, but the photo that I've chosen for my background for our conference call, you'll see if you check out our Instagram, Pop Girlies Pod. The photo that I've chosen for my background, I really, really, really wish that this was the cover instead, personally. I love this photo because you can actually see more clearly that she's got like this silver like paint on her fingertips and like her lipstick looks really great. She's got like these jewels under her eyes, and I feel like you lose all of those details from like the front facing photo of her. I mean, obviously the pose she's doing is iconic, but I personally wish it was this photo. I love this photo. So, might be a hot take, I don't know. But But yeah, I absolutely agree with you both, especially about her voice and her vocal performance. There's just no one on the planet singing like how Björk sings. And I love the raw quality to her voice, even when it is really, really heavily produced, like it is in some of her later albums. It still feels just as raw because of the way that she sings, which is so, so, so unique to her. And her voice is always paired so well with the lyrics that she writes. So I feel like she's always writing from like this really interesting place of vulnerability. And this album too has a really interesting variety of songs where they're like very lovey-dovey, very tender, and then also songs that are just like fun and dancey and like just kind of like whatever, you know? So I absolutely love that eclectic mix when it comes to not just like the sonic quality of the album, but also the lyrics too. I think it's like a perfect mix of that. So yeah, I mean, it's so tea. I love Miss Bjork. It's interesting now because I believe almost every live performance she does is more of a live orchestral experience. She performs with like a huge live orchestra, and like almost nothing that she performs is like true to its studio version. Like everything's a reimagined version every single time she performs it, which is interesting. And one of my friends and her brother, who is like number one Bjork stan, actually went and traveled to see her live. And the show that they saw actually ended up being Bjork's birthday. So they also got to see like her whole like orchestra and crew like sing her happy birthday, which is like so tea. Um, so yeah, but I love this album so much. I there's just like there's no other words. It's like literally debut by Bjork.
It
So
it literally is.
it literally is. How would you even explain this to anyone?
You just can't. You have to listen to it, ho.
You have to listen to it. Okay, so I think now we're going to get into our me's, aka our least favorite songs, named after Miss Mihihi Hoo Hoo Hoo, song by Miss Tay. And then we'll get into our Holy Trinity, aka our three favorite songs. So we'll go in the same order. So we'll start with Drew with his me.
Yeah. My me is actually crying. Um, and I like all of these songs, so none of these I think are bad. I think the reason I do choose crying, to be honest, is because I've re-listened to this a lot in the past couple of days, and it starts so strong, and then I just really want Venus as a boy. Like it has that really great opener, and then I'm just like, okay, I guess I have to. Like if I want to listen to it as a whole, I obviously want to listen to crying, but there's every. I think the last like two times I've listened to the album front to back, I've like really wanted to skip crying because I really just want Venus as a boy.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn.
Yes.
Mine is there's more to life than this. And it's just the melody of it is just like not something I vibe with as much compared to the other supermodel girls on this track listing. Um, I definitely like enjoy like the like live feel and there's a party going on. Like I think that's all very cool, but it just like I think the chorus is just a bit repetitive in a way that doesn't really provide meaning for me. And there's just so much tea on this album that something has to be the least tea. And this is unfortunately, she's the girl for me.
T.
That's that.
Well, I fear for myself a little bit on this one with my me. Um, and for me, my least favorable moments on the album are when it gets a little bit like horn section heavy.
Maria, don't do what I think you're gonna do. Maria, you're gonna do it.
Fine. I mean, I'm I can't just sit here and lie and say that I My Me is a different song.
Do it. Kill me. Break my heart.
It's the Anchor song.
That is so crazy, Maria.
Wait, what?
I just have a hard time listening to it with like this squeaky scratchy horns. I'm sorry.
But this is where I'm staying. This is
Yeah.
my home.
I'm allowed to have this opinion about the song, please.
Actually, I just looked into the Icelandic Declaration of Independence. You're not allowed.
You are not
You will
allowed.
be exiled to Siberia immediately tomorrow morning.
And I don't have any pro like the lyrics are great, obviously. Like all the lyrics are tea, but and especially with it being the last song is also a little bit hard for me with like the really scratchy horn section.
Where would you like what would you pick as the last song if you could like rearrange the track list at all?
That's a good question. I don't know. Um, I think it I mean it's hard because I wouldn't want to say like, yeah, just cut half the song, but I think it would have been cool maybe if this was more of um like a prologue. Like, okay, now we're gonna round it out with this like kind of more brief, concise, like kind of interlude song. You know what I mean? Um, I don't think it shouldn't be the last song, but it's a little bit long and abrasive for the last song, which I'm contradicting myself a little bit on that one because the closer of or no, well, the sorry. For Unhomogenic, for some reason I thought that Pluto was the last song.
No, it's the second to last, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Because I think at least on Spotify there was like a moment where I don't think they had put All Is Full of Love on here. Because I thought I like distinctly remembered Pluto being the last song, but I could totally be wrong. But all of that to say, Pluto is an extremely abrasive song. But that is like more my tea of like, let's kind of end this, last song, second to the last song on like something that's absolutely bonkers crazy. And I like that version a little bit more than Anchor Song, but it doesn't matter. It's fine and let's proceed because I feel like we've been talking about this for a really long time. Okay. So now
Are we
we'll
ready
get
for Holy
into
Trinity?
yes, Holy
Okay.
Trinities. Drew, go ahead.
So my number three, this was pretty hard. I there were a lot of different options for me, but I ended up with like Someone in Love. I just think that song is so beautiful. Like I think it's really great.
I love
Um,
that song.
It's
yeah,
so
it's really
good.
good.
That would be her version would be such a good first dance song. I think.
Yes, yeah. Um, so yeah, that's my number three. My number two is the Anchor song. Uh, I think it's just a brilliant closer. It was very, yeah. I mean, the adventurous kind of nature of the album, that song highlights so perfectly. I just think it's so good. And then my number one is like kind of the best song of all time, and it's Venus as a Boy, just for
Yeah,
obvious reasons.
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Levi?
I agree that this was so hard. This was oh my God, my mom's calling me. No, go home. Um, hi mom, love you. Uh, it was so hard. It is like distressing thinking about the songs that I've had to leave off of the top three. My three is the Anchor song. Um, I think it is beautiful. I get the like what Maria is saying about the sound just not really vibing in her ear. That's totally fair. Um, I find it so moving and like I love this like concept of her like I interpret it as like her finding like comfort and loneliness and like accepting it, but like not in like a self-pitying way. Um, and in a way that I just find incredibly moving and really striking. My number two is Venus as a Boy because again, greatest song ever written, hit of the year, most influential musical composition ever. And then my number one, I'm sure Maria knows what it is. The Diva. The one, the only, one day. Now that is a song for true yearners. That's a song for true sensitive little souls out there. And oh my God, the catharsis I feel every time I listen to that song when she goes with an eruption that never lets you down. It it's like volcanic. It is what you talked about
Literally.
volcano. Literally. It is so beautiful, stunning, everything I love about music and art. It is all-time song for me. I love One Day. So that's me.
Period.
So Drew and I actually had two overlaps.
Yeah.
Two overlaps, and we're just different in one song.
Whoa.
Okay, Maria, I'm excited to see where this is gonna go.
Yeah. So again, as both of you had said, like it was so like there are major Maria moments that are not in the top three
Yeah.
because that's how like scripture this album is. Like it like exactly what you said, Levi. It's distressing to think about what's not in the top three.
Like me not including Big Time Sensuality and Come With Me is like it actually like hurts my heart that I couldn't like highlight those songs.
It's like literally painful. And like for me, like Someone in Love is one that I'm like
Mm.
mourning the loss of it not being in my top three because I absolutely love that song.
It's so good.
But all that to say, my number three is Come to Me.
It's
Love,
so good.
love her. I think, and it's funny because it's like, yes, of course, like I love dance music, so like I love like the clubby dance songs on this. But I think what actually ends up coming out on top of that is like the more like electronica ambient songs. So like Come to Me, that's my three. My number two, Venus as a Boy. That's one of the songs of all time,
Yeah, it is.
and don't get it
Objectively.
twisted. And my number one, I'm I mean I knew this I mean I had obviously heard this song before. I knew the song was T, but the Levi propaganda did push this to number one for me, and it's also One Day.
I know that's how you do it.
Yep. And it's just so funny because like there's certain songs on this that I listen to all the time, but for some reason I had totally forgotten about this song. And then when you had it as your hot track a few weeks ago, I was like, that's right. I forgot this is like the best song on the album.
I also kind of think it's maybe the centerpiece of the album because like it comes like really in the middle of it and like it feels like it's like breaking up two halves in my opinion.
Totally. Yeah. And I just love how this song has the structure where like it builds, it builds, it builds, and it explodes. And then it dies down. And then it builds, 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 and explodes. And it keeps doing that. And literally everything about the song is perfect. And like the fact that she like is comparing her emotions to fireworks, and when it happens, there'll be fireworks, and then you hear fireworks in the song.
It,
It is beyond. It's
yeah.
so good. I can't even stand
Or
it.
like she's talking about an aeroplane and then the next song is called Aeroplane.
Yeah, that's a gag too. That's Jump How High.
Yeah. It literally is Jump How High. It's just everything. Maria, I'm so gagged at that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gagged that Big Time Sensuality isn't in your top three.
That's gaggy to me too. I thought for sure that would
I
be
feel
in
like
your
that's
three.
such a classic Maria song.
Well, yes. I mean, that's what we're saying. We're all mourning the loss of what's not in
Yeah.
our top threes.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
also, we haven't shouted out Violently Happy, and I just feel like we need to shout out Violently Happy. I
yeah.
love you, Violently Happy.
We love you.
We love you. We love you, Human Behavior. I mean, it's so
Uh,
good.
they're like it's just so good.
Okay.
T.
Are we ready to
Okay.
break out the utensils?
Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna break our utensils for our ratings of the album on a scale of, I guess, 0 to 10. So we'll go with our first one here with our Drew fork.
I'm gonna go with an 8.6. I
Period.
really liked this.
Yes.
Okay, Maria Spoon.
I'm going in at Miss 9.5.
Whoa, T.
Yeah. Girl, it's
It's
Mother
Björk.
Bjork.
Oh, Levi Knife. I'm really torn. There's just so many ways I could do this. I think I'm gonna. mm, I think I'm gonna match Maria. I think I'm gonna do 9.5. That was one of my
Nice.
numbers, and I feel like you picking it is a sign from the universe to do it. So we got an
Amazing.
8.6, we got a 9.5, we got a 9.5. That gives us an average score of 9.2.
Nice.
A pretty Oh,
Oh,
hello. Should we answer it?
Bjork, it's you.
Bjork, is it you?
Sorry about that.
That's so funny.
Oh my
That was
god.
really
I won't
funny.
stop calling.
Who's calling you?
Well, while Drew takes a very important call,
Yeah, Drew, get on your
Levi,
business call.
Levi, would you like to share what we're going to be listening to next week?
Oh my God, my stomach hurts. That's so funny. Yes, I can't stop laughing at Drew laughing. Drew, who's calling you?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, um, whatever that means. Well, we're gonna be continuing Art Pop Winter by doing
Art Pop
by
Winter.
doing another diva of the art pop world. Um, somebody who's like so Bible for me, like insanely so, actually. And it's crazy that like I don't really if she's been mentioned before, it's been in passing, which is crazy because she is like one of my artists of all time. Um, we are going to the lovely world of Fiona Apple, and we are doing her second studio album, Win the Pawn. The full title is like a paragraph long poem, which I will not be reciting on this episode. So it is just generally referred to as Win the Pawn. It is, you'll find out. You'll find out what it is. But listen to it. Ho. And yeah, and that's what we're going to be doing next week. There's
Yes,
nothing
I'm so excited.
that says Christmas like paper bag. I mean, that's
I thought it was.
oh, they don't even know the T with that song. Like they don't. I mean, these bitches can't even spell Prague. Like they just really don't. They don't know.
They do not know.
Well,
Well, we did our first step on the journey.
Woo!
One small
Exciting.
step for man, one giant leap for Pop Girlie's Nation.
yeah.
And there you go.
And there you go.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening
Well, of
and
course. Well, yes.
joining the journey.
Well, I'm gonna
And
go drop my anchor because this is where I'm staying. This is my home.
I'm going to go curve gracefully around the volcano.
I'm gonna go witness human behavior.
There you go.
Yes.
Bye,
Bye,
babies.
Yay! Bye,
Shanti.
Pop Girlies.